about people, it's about places, and it's about partnerships. People is about talent. Honestly, Ellis pretty much gave most of my speech, guys, so I could probably sit down. People's about talent. Places is about community well-being, great places to live, have a family, and grow. Partnership, frankly, is one place where we are special in North Carolina, and I can say that with a fair degree of confidence. Because I travel all over the world, I encounter businesses, I encounter governments, I encounter stakeholders in this business. The ones that interact with the state of North Carolina, with communities like Winston-Salem, all remark on the fact that our partnership, our team North Carolina, is as strong or stronger than any that they encounter. And it's because we all have a common goal. It's the goal that we talk about every day at the Department of Commerce. It's to cultivate conditions of prosperity in every corner of this state. What does that mean? Am I out there creating jobs? No, I work at the Department of Commerce. We announce some jobs. We're pretty proud to do that from time to time. But we don't put capital at risk. The people in this room are the people who put capital at risk every day to create opportunity and ultimately a chance to have prosperity in your community. What are we here to do as your partner to provide the public resources, to provide the convening power, and ultimately, hopefully, to provide some leadership in that space so that we all see that opportunity across 100 counties here in North Carolina. One of the things that's truly unique about North Carolina is that we are a purple state and we have real disagreements on policy that occur in our purple state. Democratic governor, Republican-led General Assembly. And those disagreements are real and in earnest, and they're rooted in everyone thinking about what they think is best for their community. And that's part of what democracy should be. But when it comes to economic development, and when it comes to making North Carolina the best state in America for business, there is no disagreement between the executive branch and the legislative branch. We are one team when it comes to making North Carolina the place to be for business, for family, for community. So I want to thank our friends at the General Assembly for all they do to support us. Record-setting and award-winning years in economic development. Since 2025, I've just picked that date randomly. It might have been when I was appointed Secretary of Commerce. But since January 2025, we have announced 42,000 new jobs and $29 billion in capital investment across this state. And when I say across the state, I mean it. Every region has been able to participate and see those jobs. Of the jobs that we announced last year, our largest job announcement year in history, 70% of those went to Tier 1 and Tier 2 counties in North Carolina out of our tier rankings. I'm proud of that because it means that all of us are doing the work to ensure that everyone gets to participate in the growth that we're seeing. We are seeing awards as well. CNBC is probably the benchmark for us that we care about the most. We've been named the best state to do business. Number one, we were 3 of the previous 5 years. This year just named number 2 for business. Even though we scored the same amount of points as last year, I think they rejiggered the formula so that we wouldn't come in number 1 again. It would be embarrassing to the other states, unfortunately. But they did say we have the number 1 economy in the United States of America. And we have the number 3 workforce in the United States of America. And we do that because we consistently invest in a strong business climate, and we invest in a workforce and talent structure that is aligned with sector needs. The businesses that are in this room, when we think about how we can support existing industry to grow, we think about 2 things. 1, continuing to align our talent development with the needs that you bring to us every day. And 2, bringing more business here to this state for you all to interact with. Forsyth County, or last year I should say, signature successes. We're very proud of Jet Zero in Greensboro, a $4.7 billion investment, 14,000 jobs, and importantly, workforce with great support from the General Assembly, $30 million for customized training. That customized training is a critical component for this project because it won't just support Jet Zero, it will support businesses like Jet Zero in the region. 4 pillars that we came out of our strategic plan with. And they look a lot like what Ella showed you just then. So we've got good alignment between state and local here. 1, modernize and fortify our infrastructure. This is critical. We're the third fastest growing state in the country since 2020. We have a lot of aging infrastructure in this state, and infrastructure has never been more expensive than it is today. How do we find alignment around alternative financing and regional partnerships that make some of those infrastructure challenges easier to manage? 2, accelerate our economic competitiveness focused on innovation, entrepreneurship, and industry growth. I was talking to Mark just a little bit earlier about what I think makes North Carolina unique. There's several things. One of them, particularly compared to our southeastern neighbors and competitors, is that we all are pretty good at manufacturing. We're all pretty good at being great places to live. It's why the Southeast and the Sun Belt are the fastest growing regions in the United States. When I go abroad and those other competitor states are showing off their slick videos with everything they do well, they talk about the great weather that they have, they talk about the great football that they have. We don't get to talk about that part quite as much, but the one thing they don't talk about that we get to talk about all the time is having 5 R1 research universities. It's having a university system with 17 institutions. It's having some of the best known and most innovative private universities in the country, and having a community college system that is one of the oldest, the largest, and the best. The great 58 community colleges, great community colleges like Forsyth Tech, that are nimble, agile, and responding to industry need. Combination of that innovation, translation into competitiveness, and a great workforce is something that sets us apart from our southeastern neighbors. None of them can say they have 5 R1 universities because they don't. Only we have that. We have to continue to invest in that.